Robots might not have moves like Jagger, but they sure can shred like Slash, maybe even better. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to DNews. And while Anthony is off at CES and Lacey's off, well, somewhere, wherever Lacey gets to, it's up to me to do a video roundup for you. And I thought, have you ever noticed that there are more and more, I don't know how to put it, fake bands? Back in the early 2000s, you may have heard of the Gorillaz. They were a virtual band in that they had 4 members and they were animated, and behind them were 2 real musicians. But the band itself was fake. They weren't the first commercially successful virtual band, but I'll come back to that in a minute. This is Japanese pop star Hatsune Miku, and she is a completely virtual diva. This reminds me of like the Tupac at Coachella, but animated instead of a resurrection of a dead star. To make this musical instrument software more popular, one of the project leads got the great idea to give it a personality. So they hired an artist who drew up this character, and then bam! Hatsune Miku was born. Okay, so she's an animated pop star, but she still needs a backup band, so what about actual virtual instrument players? These robots can play guitars. Let's show off their mad skills. So here are a few little happy guys, and they can play actual musical instruments, and they're called the Trons, which is just a great name. Maybe they can write the songs for the other robot bands, and you know, they'll be the studio band, and the other bands can go out on tour. All right, meatbags, for the third robo band, we give you these hard-rockin' humanoids. These guys are called Compressorhead, and they're playing the classic Motorhead anthem, the Ace of Spades. Does that drummer have 4 arms? I love that he's headbanging. Completely useless for robots, but you know, kind of cool. I'm not sure what the lead guitarist is doing here. He's kind of bouncing up and down, but that bassist is totally in the zone. Look at those eyes. So these are actual musical instruments, and the guitarist is actually playing them. The robot has 78 fingers, so it can play the whole fretboard and pluck at the same time. Holy crap. So the future of music is like a crazy place. There's this computer program called EMI, or EMI, which analyzes a composer's musical idioms and styles. It was invented by a computer science/music professor, and it analyzes a musical style and then spits out a whole new piece based on that. Naturally, computer scientists thought it was awesome, and musicians thought it was horrible. You can read about it on Ars Technica. We'll throw the link down in the description. Machines writing music for machines. How can you even compete as just a regular everyday human? I don't have 4 arms or 78 fingers. How am I going to compete with those guys? Now that we know all of this about virtual bands, let me answer my own question from earlier. What was the first successful virtual band? Alvin and the Chipmunks. I know, right? Virtual band, completely animated. So if you find any cool videos, make sure you send them to us at DNews on Twitter, or you can find us on Facebook and Google+. Oh, and subscribe to DNews. It only costs you a click, and you get all of this awesome content every single day. Thanks for watching DNews. I'm Trace, and rock out with your servo out, everybody.